Let's start with one that almost every dog owner does without realizing it, and that's repeating commands. If you tell your dog to sit and nothing happens, and you say it again and still nothing happens, until eventually you get frustrated and start yelling the command sit, and finally the dog sits. Dogs don't understand the repetition as emphasis. They see patterns. And the pattern you just created is that they can ignore the first and second command. So instead of teaching sit means sit, you've accidentally taught them something like sit means, yeah? You've accidentally taught them something like sit means sit eventually. Now imagine that in a real situation. I thought my dog's recall was pretty decent a couple of years ago, until one day on holiday we were walking in a forest. Suddenly my dogs saw something and suddenly, without warning, they bolted. That was a horrible time to realize that my recall was not as strong as I thought it was. I lost my dogs for about 20 minutes until they eventually came back. And that was simply because I was not clear enough. I was repeating commands, I was mixing commands. Sometimes I would say come and then followed by come here. When we got home, I trained the recall again, and now with the here command. And the difference is very clear. When she is out peeing late at night, for example, and I say come, she knows that she can finish her pee, sniff around a bit, and then eventually come. But if I would yell here, she immediately stops peeing and runs towards me. A couple of months later after that incident, the same thing happened. We were walking through a forest off leash. She saw something and suddenly bolted again. And I yelled Eowyn here, and she immediately turned around. Repeating commands don't create obedience, they just create delay. Sometimes it looks like it works, because the dog does sit eventually. But what you're reinforcing is the delay in the behavior. And that's the real lesson. You are teaching the eventually. So what should you do instead? Every command you just say the name of your dog and then the command once. Calm and clear. You make sure that you have the dog's attention beforehand, before you ask the commands, so you know that they can listen. If your dog doesn't respond, you don't repeat it. Instead, you try to lure your dog in the position. Maybe the environment is a bit too difficult and you should do a full reset. Maybe the dog isn't focused, but you do not turn one command into 4. Because clarity will always beat repetition. Please subscribe and go watch the full video.